Ghost Rider ripped the waitress's shirt. What happened next shook the whole bar. Imagine a quiet waitress, working the late shift at a smoky, rowdy bar, surrounded by bikers who thought the world revolved around them. One of them grabbed her shirt and ripped it open, expecting humiliation. What happens next silenced everyone in the room. You won't believe the courage, the calm, and the hidden story behind that single moment. Before we dive in, if stories like this touch your heart and you want to see more acts of kindness that restore faith in humanity, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It means the world to me and helps these important stories reach others who need to hear them. The bar was loud that night, the kind of place where cigarette smoke curled against dim lights and the clink of glasses drowned out softer sounds. Laughter mixed with curses, music thumped through the floorboards, and the smell of spilled beer and fried food lingered like a permanent haze. Tough men filled the place, leather jackets and tattoos forming their armor. They weren't just men, they were a storm of attitude, shouting over each other to be heard, flexing dominance like a sport. And amidst all that chaos, one person moved quietly, almost invisibly. Her name? Emily. She carried herself with humility, her steps quick and efficient, her hair tied back simply, wearing jeans and a crisp white shirt that could have gone unnoticed in a crowd. She had a calmness about her, a kind of quiet strength that wasn't loud or demanding, just steady. She smiled politely when customers barked orders, wiped down the counter, and poured drinks with a rhythm that suggested she had been doing this her whole life. But beneath that calm exterior, there was a storm she carried in silence. Scars of battles fought, pain buried deep, memories that clawed at her peace. Life had never been gentle, and yet, she moved through it with dignity, never asking for sympathy. Emily's shift began like any other. She opened the bar, rearranged chairs, cleaned the counters, and set the glasses just so. The early patrons trickled in, regulars she knew by name, people who often ignored her existence. She greeted them politely, but never expected much in return. Her life outside the bar was no different. Apartments stacked in disrepair, bills that never ended, the faint echo of loneliness in every room. Yet she kept her composure. She had survived tougher things than rude customers and rowdy bikers. She had a story, though no one knew it yet, a story written in ink on her skin, in muscles trained for survival, in the way she carried herself as if no one could shake her, even when the world tried. Then, that night, the door swung open with a crash. The bar went from background hum to chaotic roar in a single second. A group of bikers rolled in, leather jackets creaking as they shoved through the crowd. The energy shifted, the air felt heavier. Laughter became louder, insults sharper, the clinking of glasses now matched the rhythm of their arrogance. Emily instinctively ducked her gaze. She moved behind the counter, faster than usual, avoiding contact with them. She had dealt with trouble before, but these men radiated an unsettling energy. One of them, tall and broad, with tattoos snaking across his arms, eyes glinting with mischief and cruelty, seemed to notice her calm demeanor, and something about it seemed to irritate him. He approached her with slow, deliberate steps. Words were exchanged at first, taunts, jabs, attempts to make her flinch. But Emily remained still. Her eyes didn't widen, her hands didn't shake. She answered politely, but there was no fear in her voice. Then it happened. With a cruel smirk, he grabbed her shirt and ripped it open. Gasps erupted across the bar. A few laughed nervously. Shock rippled through everyone present. The expected outcome, humiliation, tears, submission, seemed inevitable. But the universe had other plans. Underneath the torn fabric, bold and unshaken, was a tattoo of the United States Marine Corps emblem. Not just a design on her skin, this was a story of battles fought, sacrifice, courage deeper than scars. The room froze. Even the biker, who had expected mockery and control, faltered. His hand trembled. His grin faded. In that instant, everyone realized Emily wasn't just a quiet waitress. She was a Marine. She had faced far greater challenges than any of them could imagine. The silence in the room was deafening. No laughter, no sneers, just respect, awe, and a hint of fear. She had enlisted young, driven not by glory, but by necessity. Poverty, despair, a cycle she had sworn to escape. Life had taught her hard lessons early, and the Marines had forged her spirit further. Friends lost in combat, nights filled with fear, days where survival was prayer enough. Her experiences shaped her quiet resolve, her ability to stand unshaken in the face of threats. After returning home, she carried those invisible scars with her, blending into everyday life, quietly working jobs that kept her grounded. The tattoo wasn't a boast, it was a memory burned into her skin, a constant reminder of battles endured and honor earned. The biker who tore her shirt stepped back, shaken. He had expected weakness, but he found honor. Around him, the crowd shifted uncomfortably. Some lowered their eyes, others fidgeted as if ashamed for their previous laughter. Emily didn't gloat. She didn't speak. She simply straightened her torn shirt and returned to work as if nothing had happened. Her quiet dignity spoke louder than words. The regulars, who had barely noticed her before, now saw her differently. She was no longer just a background figure. She was a warrior, someone who had endured battles far beyond the bar's smoky walls. Little did anyone know, that night would ripple far beyond the room. Whispers of her story spread through the town, changing perspectives, teaching lessons about respect, hidden strength, and the quiet heroism in everyday life. Emily's battle was ongoing, her private pain still present, but her act of unspoken courage left a mark on everyone who witnessed it. Even now, years later, the bar still hums with life, laughter, and music. And every once in a while, regulars glance at Emily with a new kind of respect, remembering the night when silence spoke louder than words, when strength was revealed without a fight, and when dignity could not be torn away. Sometimes the strongest people aren't the ones who shout the loudest or strike the hardest, but the ones who carry their battles in silence and still choose to stand tall. Emily's story reminds us that behind every quiet face is a history we may never fully understand. The world is quick to judge, quick to laugh, and quick to dismiss those who appear ordinary. But in reality, many of the most extraordinary souls walk among us unnoticed, wearing their strength not as a weapon, but as a shield for others. Stories like this remind us that extraordinary kindness exists all around us. If this touched your heart, please like this video, it helps more people discover these inspiring stories. Subscribe for more tales of human kindness that will restore your faith in humanity. And most importantly, look for opportunities in your own life to be someone's unexpected blessing. What act of kindness will you perform this week? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the power to change someone's entire world.